In this second part of my vlog, we will be traveling to Mantigue Island, Katibawasan Falls, and I'll also give you my overall thoughts on my trip to Camiguin. After 2 days of riding a scooter, it became uncomfortable, so we decided to rent a multicab.
Ayan, so nag-multicab tayo ngayon. Sinundo kami ni Kuya Rene. Nakuha ko siya sa Facebook lang kagabi kasi mas mahal yung offer nung hotel. Sa hotel 2,800, dito 2,000 lang.
For day 3, we will go to Mantigue Island, Katibawasan Falls, and also explore the Mambajao town proper. To get to Mantigue Island, you have to register at this port and rent a boat.
So paalis na kami, nakasakay na kami ng boat going to Mantigue Island. For this trip, we paid 900 pesos for both of us. Yan yung boat, kasama yung environmental fee. And then, if you want to rent table daw, it's 100 pesos per table. There are no restaurants in the island, so you have to buy your snacks or food before going there. It would take about 15 to 20 minutes to go to the island. You can see it here. Sobrang clear ng water, oh. Turquoise. Yan, nakita nyo, clear ng water.
So to get here, we had to rent a pump boat. So maximum 4 lang yung passengers allowed and no sharing. So we have a maximum of 3 hours to stay here. You can rent tables. Check kung ano yung nasa loob ng ano pa yung iba na sa island. Mga bakawan. Maraming bakawan. Meron palang marine sanctuary dito for an additional fee of 75 pesos. So you can snorkel dun sa marine sanctuary. Hindi yun kasama sa binayaran natin or namin. Babalik na tayo dun sa area natin. Anong fruit ba to? Is this a fruit? Okay, so di na kami nag-rent ng table. Naglatag na lang kami nung aming mandala. So, bumili na kami ng food dun sa may port before going here kasi wala kayong mabibiling kainan dito. So, bring water, drinks, and food.
So, this is the one.
Sobrang clear ng water. We also met the tourists that we saw in Katibawasan Falls the other day, so we greeted them. That part over there with the boy is the marine sanctuary, and in this area, you can do snorkeling. To avoid overcrowding in the island, there's a maximum limit of 3 hours per group. So the boatmen will ask you what time they will pick you up.
High tide na. So pagbaba namin ng bangka, ito na yung itsura. So from Mantigue Island, we're now going to Katungan Park, but we'll have lunch first.
The driver brought us to this restaurant, but unfortunately, it was high tide. So we decided to just go to another restaurant.
Okay po.
From J&T Restaurant, we transferred to Lagoon Restaurant, which is near the Katungan Park. It's still high tide, but at least this restaurant has a walkway so your feet will not get wet.
This is Katungan Park. So this is a mangrove park.
You can also rent cottages here for 150 pesos, so we have seen many locals enjoying the place.
Hindi na kami magtatagal dito sa Katunggan Park since it's already 2 p.m. almost 2 p.m. and we still have to go to Katibawasan Falls.
Just like Tuwasan Falls, Katibawasan Falls is also operated by the local government. So the entrance fee is the regular 75 pesos for regular tourists.
We're here at the Katibawasan Falls. So ayan, pagpasok mo pa lang, you will already see the waterfalls and mas mataas siya kaysa sa Tuwasan Falls. Ang lamig ng water, tapos very refreshing siya. Hindi ka pwedeng pumunta doon syempre sa may falls mismo kasi to prevent accidents. This is Katibawasan Falls. It's really nice. It's a must visit when you are in Camiguin. And we are lucky because there are only a few people here. But unfortunately, we can't stay long. We have to go back since it's already 4 p.m.
After a short but refreshing dip at the Katibawasan Falls, we explored the town proper of Mambajao in Camiguin.
Meron siyang kaisano, marami ding mga establishments, yan yung plaza nila. So, parang maganda siyang municipality. Mukha siyang old town. Ito yung product na pastel.
Hello! So we've come at the end of our tour here in Camiguin. We stayed here for 4 days, 3 nights. So what's our general review for tourists? So to save money for group tours, we highly recommend booking a package tour or at least land tour because it's really hard to get around without your own transportation. For group tours, you can rent a multi-cab or a van to take you around different places. For backpackers, it would be ideal if you know how to drive a scooter or motorbike because if you ride a bicycle, you have to pay, the minimum is 200. So from the airport usually to the hotels, that would probably cost 400. So 200 to 400. It's really costly. And there are no available tricycles when you go out. I think there are just a few tricycles here. It's not like you can just hail a tricycle when you go to the highway. So you have to consider that, and they don't allow sharing in boats, for example. So if you're alone, you have to either already know people who are also solo traveling before going there because you're not allowed to share.
For boats, the maximum passengers are 4 packs. 4 packs per boat. So if you're a group, like for example 6, then you have to rent 2 boats. So for going to White Island, the boat is 550 pesos, and to Mantigue, that would be 600 pesos for 4 packs. Plus of course the environmental fees and the guides. Now in terms of food, there are few restaurants here. If you're a foodie, or if you want to have access to food all the time, we recommend staying either at Poblacion or near the White Island port, because there are several restaurants there. In Poblacion, actually, I will not stay there, because although there are several establishments, it's also a little far from the west coast, which has the sunken gardens, so the waters, old church ruins, among other things. My recommendation is to stay, if you want accessibility, stay near the White Island port, because it's near Mambajao, Poblacion, and also near the west coast, which has the tourist spots. Anyway, for payment, before going here, you have to take cash with you. We brought credit cards, although we have cash, and unfortunately, the payment by card, or at least even by GCash, is not widely accepted. Even in Jollibee, we ordered from Jollibee yesterday, and they only accepted cash, and in the Pasalubong Center as well. So good thing here in the hotel, since we still have payables and we no longer have cash, they accept GCash and card. There are also a few ATMs. We have only seen a couple of ATMs, plus 1 land bank ATM in Poblacion. So you have to consider that. And for the flight, if you are flying from Manila, you can consider flying, this is not sponsored, through Sunlight Air, because the flight is direct from Manila to Camiguin. While in another airline, you have to, they fly via Cebu. So from Manila, you fly to Cebu first, and then you transfer from Cebu to Camiguin. So overall, I would highly recommend going to Camiguin because of the tourist spots. There are several options. You can go swimming at the beach. There are several waterfalls, and of course, the infrastructure is also good. All the roads are paved with concrete, and the government-operated tourist attractions are really well maintained. We're highly impressed by the FGU. Because, for example, if you go to the falls, there's a huge parking lot in Katibawasan Falls that could rival the stopovers for buses. And even in Katibawasan Falls, it looks like a private resort. Also in Santo Niño Cold Spring, it really looks like a resort. So I hope you also get to visit Camiguin someday and enjoy it as well, because we did. Thank you very much for watching our vlog, and if you like it, please don't forget to subscribe.